Hey guys, new video here. Rain of Arrows Twink leveling update. If you go to my previous YouTube videos, you'll see a Rain of Arrows leveling guide. The basics are the same of like going through and using the active skill gem. Hey, not too good. Thanks for Twitch Prime. And so I want to do an update because there's new technology out, there's new corruptions out, and especially with Legion League, if you're going to level this league, there are some very cheap items and corruptions that you can actually get for like 10 to 20 C, where otherwise they would have been multiple exalts. Okay, so I want to update it and then kind of go through very quickly the basics of like level 1 into maybe like level 40 something, because then you'll pretty much get the hang of it and you can like swap out things as you want. So when you start out, you're gonna kill Hillock and you're always gonna be level 2. At level 2, what you're gonna do is you're gonna put on your gold rim right here. Okay, gold rim's really awesome for the big boy resist by a 40% one from PoE trade. That's perfect. And then you're gonna put on your 7 league steps. Now 7 league steps maybe are a little bit pricey, close to 2 exalts, and they give 50% move speed. They are best in slot. With sockets, you don't really care at all until you get all of your heralds and whatever else you're going to use, so don't worry about sockets early. Okay, silver branch, this is a 6-link silver branch, so you can use at level 2. A 6-link silver branch level 6-link will be 15 to 20 something. Probably, well, I don't know what the divine price is right now, but it'll probably be like 20 C, and so really cheap. You can put in whatever you want there. Colors are really easy on this thing. And then you're gonna put on, you can also get, look at this, a Bramblejack. Wow, you're going to do a 6-link Bramblejack, added damage, light, that's pretty cool too, but this slows you down, so maybe you don't want to use that. I just thought it was cool to use this. Another thing that you can use at level 1 is Darkness Enthroned. Now you might be like, holy crap, Darkness Enthroned, where am I gonna get the jewels for it? Aren't Abyssal jewels really either expensive, or they have some kind of crazy level requirement for like 4 attack mods? Yo, someone's supposed to dick in my chat. Yo, ban that guy immediately. That guy tried to post a dick in my chat. Okay, so this belt is level 1, and look at this. If I mouse over these 2 jewels, there's no level requirement, and you can actually search for these on PoE Trade. Just make sure max level like 2, or if you're gonna level up and you want to swap them out more frequently, you can do like level 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever you want. But these have absolutely no level requirement. You see that? So look at this: 25 life, multi, fizz damage, 4% move speed. Now, if you get 2 of these, it's really insane. And the reason for that is if you look at the belt, it's a 1.5 multiplier off the jewel. So you multiply 2 of these, it's actually 12% move speed at level 2. Right? It's absolutely insane. And so you put these 2 jewels in here at level 1, and they're like really strong. So try to get those. These were very cheap. Like maybe like 5C, 10C, and then you get that. And then as you go up, you'll put in better jewels, like you searched for in my previous video for all the bow attacks and the regular attack mods. So this is pretty much a level 1 setup. What about rings? We have Ironheart here, right? At the beginning, you don't care if, like, what kind of damage you're doing. So not Ironheart, Blackheart. These 2 rings, you should just have some of these laying around in your stash if you've been playing for a while, if you're saving rings for lore weeb. And doesn't matter about the rules, but, big damage for level 2. And then, nothing much to say there. Another thing that you are going to use is you are going to use a split arrow and pierce. Okay, so I recommend buying these 2 things right here. So 20% and then 20%, because as long as they're not corrupted, you can regret them downwards when you're done leveling, and then freshly put them onto a new character. So you're going to use Pierce, you're going to use Split Arrow, and then you're also going to probably use, there's like Chance to Bleed, there's Onslaught, that's level 1, and then, 4-link, who cares? That's actually all you need to get started, and you're going to just one-shot everything, even the unique monsters on the coast and stuff like that, okay? So use that setup. I really recommend it. For Split Arrow, if you're wondering about MTX, which is very important, I recommend either Verdant or Demonic Split Arrow, because those are actually the only 2 that are available, right? If you have a red themed MTX, you're going to use Demonic. If you have a green themed MTX, then you're going to do Verdant Split Arrow. Okay, very nice MTX there. After all this, so you're leveling for a while and you're like, okay, I got a few levels under my belt, right? You probably shouldn't be leveled, because remember, this is a Rain of Arrows leveling guide, and you probably won't be level 12 until like Merveil or like Ship Graveyard or something like that if you're killing more monsters. And so let's go all the way up until you're ready for between now and level 12 Rain of Arrows, okay? So between then, you have a Karui Ward at level 5. Karui Ward has a corruption 10% move speed, and that's crazy, right? Because it already has 10% move speed. So you can use the regular one if you're super poor, but if you're not a Reddit poster who cries about the game a lot, you'll be able to afford the 10% movement speed. It's probably 20-30 C at that point, okay? And then on top of that, you're going to want to de-level things such as added cold, added lightning, dash, and what else is there? Increased crit, I believe, is also level 8. So added lightning, added cold, increased crit. You can, if you have the int for those, you can slot those into your 6 links as you want. Okay, and that's on the way to Rain of Arrows as well. And at level 9, at level 9, you're gonna get a nice little bow here. This is called a Storm Cloud, and it's like a 1-ouch bow. If you search for 50% attack speed, that is the max roll. That will maybe be like 2C, maybe 1C. And then you're gonna put this on. This corruption that I got, because remember, 6 links in the slot are incredibly cheap. Okay, they are the price of 1 divine. So you don't care about the 6 link in the bow, you care more about the corruption, and this one is a 17%. I believe that's the max one. Let me check. Well, it's not that, it's 18%, right? But 17% is pretty good. You have a 7% base crit bow now, and it does a lot of damage and attacks really fast. I forgot to add, because I'm using Mirage Archer, Mirage Archer is a level 4 gem. You're gonna put that in at level 4, and it's gonna like obliterate everything for you as well. And then the Storm Cloud, the 50% attack speed, that's gonna make your Mirage Archer and you shoot really fast and just clear, right? And then you're gonna be running around, and the Mirage Archer is gonna be killing everything. Okay. In between there, oh no, scuffed video. At level 1, you get an amulet, a rock. Okay, we gotta redo the video. At level 1, you also get the Arakio Tiki. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. Okay, so at level 12, what you're gonna do is you're gonna put on your Rain of Arrows, and well, before that, you're gonna get a Hyri's Bite as well at level 10. Okay, one thing about this quiver, just to say something about this, you can make it invisible, right? And you have to buy some pay-to-win MTX. I'm sorry about that. If you want to hide your quiver, you have to put on a vanishing dye. Now I think this is like maybe a few dollars in the shop. It's forever use. It's not like a one-time use like a skin transfer is. So if you want to make your quiver disappear, because it does look pretty garbage on the character, it's brown colored. So I don't know if you guys are using MTX. Okay, that's a little side note. So you're going to put that on level 10, okay? And then level 12, you're going to put Rain of Arrows, which just came out with an MTX. It is amazing. It's called Celestial Rain of Arrows, and that's something that I recommend as well. Okay. So Rain of Arrows level 12, you're going to make sure to take out your Pierce, because Pierce doesn't work with Rain of Arrows. So you're going to take out Split Arrow and Pierce at level 12, and so now you will have probably Rain of Arrows, and you'll have like 2 added damages. You might have an Onslaught. You're definitely going to have a Mirage Archer, that's for sure. Never take that out. And then whatever else you want, increase crit, or maybe you'll still have chance to bleed in there, okay? Because you don't get the other support gems till level 18. And let's talk about this quiver a little bit, because this quiver is so good. The thing that you're gonna lack if you level anything except for, I guess, Witch or Shadow on that side, is that you're gonna lack intelligence. And look at this, the max roll on this is 25 intelligence, the max roll on the dex is 45, and the max roll on the strength is 25. Now the first 2 you don't care about, you only care about the intelligence 25, and this is just what I was able to get with this corruption. And why is this corruption so important? Well, there's 2 reasons. Number 1, the corruption point blank adds a more multiplier for free, and it's only like a few C. And if you look on the skill tree, point blank is right here. That's why I didn't take it right here. Now, with a Ranger, this is perfectly level 12. You pick this up at level 12, as long as you've done Dweller of the Deep and Maroon Mariner, and you get it exactly as you get your Rain of Arrows, right? Amazing. So what about if you're leveling a Berserker or a Templar as this, or a Witch, or a Shadow, right? You actually can't get it that fast. But because the corruption does not add any level requirement to the quiver, you put this on at level 10, and you don't need to get that node. You essentially have another massive support gem, because think about like the biggest support gems in the game, right? That aren't something stupid like Conk Effect, right? Like melee fizz, melee damage, like 50% more, right? And so you're basically getting like the most massive support gem for free at level 10. So make sure you get this corruption, okay? Because even on the Ranger, you save 1 point here, okay? So you could do that. Okay, so you put on the Rain of Arrows, and I recommend something like this. So corruptions are extremely cheap this league. You can get this chest with up to 50% increased damage on it, or you can get it as a 6 link, and you're worried about movement speed, right? So look at this, you get 5% movement speed on here, and that's like level 9. So I guess I forgot to mention this. So once again, a little bit of a scuffed video, but we will keep going. Another thing I actually recommend is having the Mana Flask ready. So this is like level 7, you can get a level 12 one, and then you can also get a level 18 Mana Flask, and you're going to be struggling for mana all the way until level 30 until you get a Thief's Torment. But let's save that for a little bit later, okay? So what happens at level 18? At level 18, you can equip Wed, right? Well, now it's called Idwas. It's elemental damage with attacks. That's level 18. All right, get that 20%. And then you get Conk Effect. Conk Effect is also level 18, and you're going to put that in. And then the other things that I've chosen, obviously, you have to have Rain of Arrows and Whale Rain of Arrows. I was just buying this at, like, because you can't de-level Whale Rain of Arrows, it's corrupted, just buy a bunch of 123s, okay? Level 1 max, 23% minimum quality there, and that should be like a couple C. And then here, I use increased crit strikes just because I just like the feel of it. But you can do added lightning or whatever else you want as well. It doesn't really matter. Mirage Archer is mandatory. You'll never replace this. And then added cold is something I like until Ice Blight, which is level 30 something, 31. Or, well, this one's level. I need to de-level that one. But you put an Ice Blight later for reasons which I'll explain in a couple of minutes here. So that's my setup. And as I'm leveling up, once you have the support gems in, you're just going to find that like everything melts, right? You're gonna run really fast with the boots. You're gonna melt everything. I have another YouTube video about crafting leveling gloves. It's probably the YouTube video before this one. You can watch that if you want. But these leveling gloves are pretty crazy. And then leveling up past level 12 and past level 18, you're going to put on a Fox Shade, right? Fox Shade is a 10% movement speed. I love it, right? It's so good. And then 24, you get a Karui Charge. Look at this. And this also has a 10% movement speed, right? Just a little bit better than the Karui Ward, but it doesn't really matter if you can't afford this corruption. I'd still probably go with the 10% corruption on a charge rather than a ward if I can't afford it. Level 30, Thief's Torment solves all of your sustaining of your mana and your life issues. It's probably like the absolute best leveling gem. And then you have the Tempest, which is level 32. And of course, I have a corruption on here. Now you can get other corruptions such as you can get like crit, you can get added fire, added damage. Oh, someone just texted me. And you can get all these, but I think that Frenzy Charge on kill is the best, okay? And the reason for that is that all the way until level 34 is all the way until level 34 you're using dash, right? And you can link dash to, like, you know, enhance and what else, like empower and all these other things, right? But Phase Run is much faster because once you get your Alchemist Quicksilver Flask of Adrenaline, and once you have, like, you know, you have your boots, you have, like, you know, all these things saved up, the dash is actually slower. So what I mean by that is, like, when you press the dash, the distance you travel, you would have just traveled faster with the move speed anyways. So that's why you will switch to Phase Run at level like 34, and then you'll have like reduced mana, you have increased duration, you have enhance, and once you put in your Ice Blight at level 31 and you have your Frenzy Charge on kill Tempest, then you usually kill like a few monsters. You're gonna have the frenzies for the really long duration Phase Run, and that's a nice little synergy there, right? I guess I forgot to talk about I forgot to talk about these level 20 rings. At level 20, make sure you swap out your Iron Hearts for Barracks Grip, and then you'll probably do Barracks Pass, right? Because the Respite's a little bit more expensive, but it doesn't matter. Just use like 2 Barracks Rings of any kind, massive damage and good resist as well, right? This one even has life on it. And then, level 16. I forgot about level 16, guys. Level 16, level 16, you're gonna use Alchemist Quicksilver Flask of Adrenaline, okay? And then level 8, also put on your Wise Oak, and Silver Flask level 22. And then Diamond Flask is only if you use increased crit, okay? Otherwise, use a Sulfur Flask here at like level 30. I think the Sulfur is like level 30 something, okay? Completely scuffed video, but I'm trying to go over everything as I can. Okay, and then as you keep leveling, you're gonna keep swapping in your don't forget to swap out your belt gems, okay? Because if you have level 1 belt gems in here, you're probably at level like 50, 60, you're probably gonna have better gems as well. So swap those out as you can, and then if you have them in your tree like here, 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 well, you could do Lionized Fall here, but I don't like it anymore. Here and like here, you know, swap those out for the highest level that you can and that you can afford. Okay, so that's basically it. As you get a little bit more leveled up, if you're going to take this into Coward's Trial, and that's this map right here, this is probably the fastest level. You can get to like level 83, 85 within like, it's unbelievably fast, right? And so if you're going to take it into here, I guess what you're going to do later on is you can just swap out things like Carcass Jack, Resist Boots, because you're just like standing around in this map, right? You know, Solstice Virgil. I like to use the Goal at level 38 because it gives shrines, which are fast. And that's basically like what you're working towards, right? But if you get to that level, it doesn't it doesn't really matter because you know what you're doing at that point anyways, right? So, so is there anything else I need to go over? Any other gem links? Like the Rain of Arrows gem links does not change. I'm using, like I talked about, the dash into the phase run, and I mean you can do a Jolem, but your Jolem is gonna get wrecked all the time, and unless you want to link it to like minion life and minion resist, which you might not have the intelligence for, you can do that if you want. I don't really cast my Jolem that much, and Blink Arrow is very nice in Act 2, and in other situations, maybe in Act 5 when you're like crossing those little those elevations and stuff. But that's something else that you can do. But I don't use Blink Arrow that much. Let's see, what else? Oh, skill tree, I guess. Yeah, skill tree, I guess. So the biggest things here, if you wanna, before you get dash, you want things to reduce your cooldown. So there's like cooldown recovery here. Fleetfoot's really good. There's also something up here somewhere. Let's see, like movement, like recovery. Yeah, there's like stuff like this here. I guess there's like this as well. You can get like movement recovery, and like the min-max dash. I'm not using dash right now, but the min-max dash is like 0.8 seconds. So while you're moving, if you get a 0.8 second dash, it's pretty crazy. I chose not to do that anymore because I just favor like damage and like the smoothness. The leveling tree is basically, the key points are going to be what I believe the key points to be. If you're in like this, if you split like the tree diagonally like this, what my mouse is doing, the key points are going to be like this wheel right here. Okay, this area right here is really nice. Getting aggro, you don't have to get phase aggro. Aggro is really, really nice. And then getting into here, and this is good because you get like, you just get a lot of stuff in here. And then like furry bolts, like this makes you a little bit faster as well. And so these are like the areas, right? Like here, once again, here, and then here, and then the rest is like really up to you, right? You can get bow nodes like here if you want. You can get more bow nodes like here. Like I usually don't even take this, and that's about it. The tree's pretty flexible. Everything else is pretty much damage, and that's it, right? Jewel sockets as you want. You can go into Force of Nature and Revenge of the Hunted right here if you want. There's also this thing you do where if you put a Brutal Restraint right here, then what happens is that this, and I think this or this become 8% flash nodes, and you get like 32% flash effectiveness for things that are already on the tree that you get as a Rain of Arrows Ranger. Anyways, but that's like a little bit more advanced. You don't have to like worry about that, right? So that's about it, right? I think that's actually about it for the leveling stuff. And okay, and if you guys, I stream every day on Twitch. You guys can watch me on twitch.tv/cute_. Okay, okay, bye everyone. Thank you for watching the video. Bye everyone.